Oh, you've come again, haven't you? That's just perfect. Actually, today I was thinking of having a bit of a furious talk. We cats might look strong on the outside, but we're surprisingly delicate, you know. The way you interact with us every single day can actually extend or even shorten our lifespans. Sometimes things you do without any ill intention can actually be slowly pushing us to our limits. Okay, I'll make an exception and call here today. If you're truly prepared to hear about the bad habits of owners that make cats die young, then listen closely. Number 1, allowing them to become obese. When they get too fat, even running becomes a real struggle and their joints can become quite stiff. When it becomes difficult to move, you tend to become less active, waiting to further weight gain, and this creates a very negative cycle. This situation is genuinely quite dangerous. Staying in an overweight condition can lead to developing diabetes, and you also become susceptible to a scary illness like urinary tract stones, which can prevent you from urinating. Because fact clearly stated that obese cats have shorter lifespans. I don't want you to suffer from being overweight, and I want us to be together for a long time. What I dislike even more is when our time together gets cut short. Number 2. Giving us human food. You know, we cats are incredibly susceptible to human food. Human dishes are often prepared with a lot of salt and oil, and that gradually puts a heavy burden on our kidneys and liver. If you keep eating salty fruits, your kidneys can weaken. You might drink a lot of water, your urine could change, and by the time you realize, it might already be a very serious illness. Kidney diseases are hard to cure, and you live in pain for a long time. But that's not all. Onions and chives can destroy our blood, stopping our bodies from moving. Just a tiny lick of chocolate or coffee can make our hearts pound, and we risk collapsing. Since our bodies are small, a human's tiny bite can turn into poison for us. 3. I don't brush my teeth at all. The grind that clings to my teeth, if I just leave it, will turn into hard calculus. As tartar increases, my gums will become red and swollen. It'll be painful. I won't be able to chew well, and then there's blood. You might start to experience certain symptoms. If that condition progresses even further, you'll develop a disease called periodontitis, where your teeth will become quite loose, and your entire mouth will become severely painful. Periodontitis is extremely difficult to treat, and sometimes surgery may even be necessary. What's also frightening is that the bacteria from periodontal disease don't just remain in your mouth. They can enter your bloodstream and have a detrimental impact on your heart and kidneys. If you're unable to eat properly, your physical strength will decline, making you more susceptible to illnesses. To ensure a long and healthy life, maintaining good dental health is truly essential. 4. Letting a cat outside the house. The scariest thing, first and foremost, is always cars. I can run incredibly fast, but I simply cannot predict a car's speed or its timing. Just by darting out a little onto the road, I could easily lose my life. I hear so many stories about outdoor cats who never return home because of accidents. What's more, outside there are stray cats and other animals. Not all of them can get along with each other, and if they get into a fight, they can sustain injuries from claws and teeth, and then germs can enter, potentially leading to illness. Some cats carry scary viruses, and if you get infected, it can lead to an incurable illness. I'm not strong enough to face such dangers. In the grass, there are ticks and fleas that can suck your blood and make your skin itchy. I might bring them into the house and even dirty your space. I'd be itchy, you'd be troubled, and no one would benefit, right? Number 5. Smoking. Cigarette smoke is packed with so many harmful substances, and they say that when you breathe it in, the tiny cells inside my body are slowly but surely being destroyed. What's more, there's even talk that the risk of a frightening illness, like malignant lymphoma, can roughly double. Since I can't avoid the smoke on my own, every time you light one up, it unknowingly gets into my system. But you know, the truly frightening part about cigarettes isn't just the smoke itself, but tobacco components cling to your clothes, your hair, the curtains, and even the walls, and they just stay there. They call this third-hand smoke, apparently, and I often rub against you or get held by you. And those leftover ingredients get on my fur, and when I groom myself, they end up entering my body through my mouth. You see, I'm just grooming myself like I always do, but harmful substances keep building up inside my body, you know? Number 6. Using essential oils near cats. Aromas, though they smell nice to us humans, can sometimes turn out to be quite toxic for a cat system. That's why when you use them, I can't help but feel a little bit uneasy. We cats are incredibly sensitive to smells, and we can sense fragrances many times more powerfully than humans. Just by breathing them in, we can feel lightheaded or find it difficult to breathe, and in the very worst cases, it can even lead to a frightening state called poisoning. Because I have such a small body, even a very small quantity can become a significant burden for me. 7. Not getting neutered. As for male, the likelihood of me developing testicular disease increases significantly. Tumors can form and become painful or require surgery to remove. By the time it's noticed, treatment can sometimes be very difficult. But if neutered, these kinds of diseases you can prevent most of these problems. For female animals, there are even more serious risks involved. They can develop uterine or ovarian diseases, and even scary lumps called mammary tumors can form. Ulu, at this stage, breast tumor is said to be over 80% malignant, and even if it's detected early, it's often very difficult to treat. But the vet explained to me that if you perform the surgery before the very first heat cycle, the risk of mammary tumors can be dramatically reduced. This truly makes a significant difference. And there's another point. If you choose not to have surgery during every single heat cycle, their minds become incredibly unsettled. They'll cry out loudly, mark on walls, pace restlessly wanting to go outside, and won't know what to do with themselves. They might rush outside, get into an accident, a fight, or face danger. With surgery, these stresses and dangers would be reduced. Dates with physical contact. For example, on days when you come home late from work, you might be waiting for the sound of a front door that time, thinking, finally, you're heading. All they do is stare at their phone, never even looking my way. As that time increases, my chest tightens and I can't help but feel completely alone. Cats are just good at pretending to be fine, but deep down, loneliness and anxiety build up inside them. These days without physical contact continue. An invisible fatigue called stress increases, and they might tap their fur, or chew and swallow things. I might also act strangely, not knowing what to do. That's not anger, but an expression of their desire for you to notice them. 9. You must keep your cat's surroundings clean. The litter box especially is truly important to know. If it's dirty, I won't want to go in there, but if I hold it in because I don't want to use it, urine can build up inside my body, and that can even cause painful illnesses. You could develop frightening illnesses like cystitis or urinary tract stones, which can make it impossible to urinate and even cause difficulty breathing. All it takes is for you to clean the toilet for me, just once a day, and that makes me feel incredibly at ease. And then, if it's dusty everywhere or there's a lot of accumulated hair, I just can't seem to relax, even when I'm trying to sleep, because we are creatures who spend a significant portion of our day sleeping. If the place where we sleep is dirty, both our mind and body become exhausted. I'd be really happy if you could just occasionally dust and clean my futon and blankets for me. It's the same with my food bowl. If there's leftover food stuck to it, or if it's still sticky, I hesitate a bit, even though I really want to eat. If I eat it like that, I might get an upset stomach, and bacteria could enter my body and make me sick. Just a quick rinse after every meal will make your meal time so much more enjoyable, and please don't forget to brush. Even when I groom myself, there's always some loose fur that I just can't seem to get rid of, and if I swallow too much of it, hairballs can make my stomach feel really uncomfortable. Just your gentle pressing makes my body feel so much lighter, and having you touch me is actually a little bit pleasing.